So my friend was just like, "Oh, I'm a little bit famished. Do you have like any fizzy juice?" And I'm just like, "The only juice that I've got, mate, is Iron Brew." And I know like you've not tried it. And he's just like, "Can I have some?" And I'm just like, "All right, here we go." So I pour him out a cup. I give him the cup. He drinks it, and he says, "I have been sleeping on Iron Brew." And I'm just like, out of the entire time that I've known you, you've never tried Iron Brew? And he's just like, "No, I didn't like it when I was younger. My taste buds have changed." And I'm just like, "Oh, nice."
They miss the indoctrination.
They missed it, yeah, but I'm glad they enjoyed it though.
Your invitation was lost in the mail.
Run the titles.
And welcome back to Radio Redux. We're here with yet another show. My god, we're almost like a weekly occurrence now. It's a little bit of a mix on today's show. You'll hear some new stuff from this week, and you'll hear some stuff from last week, which we didn't have enough room to put in. Yay! Extra! CrossWorlds is coming, as you know, but that's not what we're here for today. In fact, what we're here for is for the other thing that we didn't get around to last week, which was the most recent Nintendo Direct. I know, Radio Sega, I'm talking about Nintendo Direct on your channel. Tough. This is how the show goes now and has gone for, I don't know, how many years is it now? A lot. It's a lot since we just went screw the rules. We have no money. As last week, I am joined by Ninten.
Greetings, Radio Sega. Always good to be here.
And then, that's not Urtheart. It's just somebody in an Urtheart costume. Ninten, pull off that rubber mask.
Now to see who you really are.
Yes.
Turbo!
And I would have gone it away too if it wasn't for that meddling hedgehog.
I blame Sega Sonic Radio.
Well, that's under new management now, so, you know.
No joke. I mentioned this to somebody the other day, who I won't name. But SSR, they put up a post on, I don't know which one it was, probably Blue Sky or something. And they had their latest one for September or something or the other, and it's host's choice on this week's Sega Sonic Radio. I was like, isn't that the point? Isn't that the point with those ones? And the way they've been doing it, it's a show that you host. It's the host's choice on thing. Isn't that really the point?
No, they do open it up for user kind of like submissions for the theme for their shows.
But
so,
it's just that the host is still the host's choice of music, though, even if it's the theme. I just found that a novel concept, that it was just like, this week we're deciding what's being on the broadcast, as opposed to pretty much any other week. Anyway, enough of that.
There.
Oh, I've just scrolled past the King Donnie's Auto Shop video, which is the most Sega of America piece of shit I think I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah,
I
that
can't begin to tell you how little I think of that.
Let's not.
So the network is unspoiling. The Dark Reaper Shadow's car was the top vehicle, maybe because it looks the best and it's the thing that you're asked to customize immediately. The top character was indeed Shadow. The top CrossWorld was Dragon Road, which
I don't think I ever saw that.
I'm not surprised by. It's lovely. It's interesting that the Dark Gaia Phoenix makes an appearance.
Huh.
That's an example of the graphics being used to really add something to Chunnan. It really does.
I will say I'm interested to see, because it feels like some levels are exclusive to like mid cross sections.
Yes,
So
so
it'll be
there's
interesting to see-
specifically CrossWorlds, which is
Yeah,
again Magma Planet and Dragon Road.
yeah.
And Holoska, I think, is one of those as well.
So I'll be interested to see in the full version of the game whether, because like obviously in the cross network one, you could do time trials on some levels, and I'll be interested to see if you can actually do time trials on those crossworld sections. Because again, some like the casino one, I think I only ever saw in a crossworld, and that's one I'd be quite happy to do like laps and speedrun on.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see if the crossworld is, you can just go from one to another, or if it's very specifically it's this and then you go to this.
Well, we know from the like mandatory single player thing you had to do, where they did like it was you raced 3 courses, 3 or 4 courses. No, it was 3 courses, and then your 4th race was, oh, now you do 1 lap of each of those on
I
one.
love that.
Yeah, I thought that's a brilliant way to do.
Yeah.
This is the thing, right? So even when games do like, even if the game is a bit meh, there's some really brilliant ideas that I hope they do consider for future things, because that this is like, oh, you've got this free, you've got Grand Prix, it's 3 courses, and then your 4th course is you run 1 lap of each course.
Effectively a best of. But
Yeah.
then it balances out. Okay, if you struggled at one and you're good at the other, it then balances it out for people.
Yeah.
And it does is like, okay, you the expert of the course, then prove it. And whoever made that decision, good on you. Because that was a really legitimately good one. And it was one of those ones where I just went, why didn't anybody do this before?
And to be fair, I think that's one of the advantages of the theme they've gone with, where you can just go, okay, end of lap, we do something completely different. And that's something that's a little bit more difficult to do with your traditional races, because like obviously there's been the issue with the new Mario Kart, which I've not played, where obviously some people are like, I only want to be playing the round courses.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's fine. But then
are those Americans by any chance who like NASCAR?
maybe,
maybe, possibly.
Obviously, there's the big thing with Nintendo's been is like, well, no, you have these round courses, but then in multiplayer games, we're also including the straight courses that connect one course to another, and people are like, well, I don't want to play that one. Okay, but obviously, Nintendo's forcing people to play them because, as far as they're concerned,
anyway.
General Nintendo stuff. So I actually think this is quite a nice way of balancing. Going, you can just do, because obviously the time trials are all single courses that loop, or that we could play anyway. So they've obviously there is balancing to do there, and we'll have to wait and see what the multiplayer options are. But I'm hoping they give you that kind of
flexibility
you can just
to do stuff.
Yeah,
you're doing custom racing, actually, maybe setting it out like, okay, lap 1 is this, lap 2 is this.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. I mean, I still think for general race, like, what happens if you do a 5-lap race? Is it starting course, cross course, starting course, cross course, and starting course again? It'll be interesting to see how you can mix those things up.
I hope they've planned enough in advance for that.
I think, well, even if it's just something they add at a later date, I still think there's at least room for them to go, hey, there's experiments we can do with this. Again, This is the big thing with these games is hopefully they've done some stuff that are good, that they can take forward and learn from for a future game. Hopefully, they do actually learn from it.
Yeah.
You know, who
There
knows how good the game
was-
is? We'll have to wait.
Yeah, I'll wrap this up by saying there was 10.2 million races held.
That's not as much as I thought it would be, but
72.8 million items obtained, which again seems low in relation to the races.
yeah, that's what, an average of 7 and a bit items.
That's suggesting to me that bear in mind it's like 12 people in a race.
Yeah,
There's people going around just not getting any item over the course of no nonsense.
yeah.
And there was 966,377 total gameplay hours, and 9 million
That's
rocket
probably
punch to
right.
phone supposedly. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes anyway with
Yes.
additional characters. Is there any character that's not yet been announced that you guys would like to see, starting with Ninten?
That is a really good question because I did play the All Stars tennis as well, and unfortunately, that is how I know majority of Sega's character. Like, I have a few. I would like to see Goro Majima. I'd like to see I would love to see Jet Set. I would love to see Jet Set in there as well. And finally, and finally, I want to see, I want to see. This is a character from a game called Colorful Stage. It's a Hatsune Miku gacha game, as you know. Yes, Sega gambling. Those two go together very perfectly.
Gacha's not gambling, says the legal department.
Every video game company ever.
I'd like to see Irie Momoy, a pink-haired character who is part of an idol group.
Ah. I'm astounded they actually got so many of the things that they've done with Miku through. But this is what they're doing with all the themes and everything over the course of the next however many months. That's exactly what they should be doing, and utilising Miku in that way. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I will say that because obviously we've got Ichiban, isn't it? Or whatever his name is.
Yes, Ichiban's in there.
As your like a dragon representative, but I will say Sega are not dumb to this. They know that everyone loves Majima, and if they're ever going to do any like DLC stuff, I mean, this is why you have the Majima pirate game. It's like, well, we've run out of ways to get Majima into things, and people really want a game where you play as Majima, and that's why you had the Majima pirate game. I'm willing to bet that there's a good chance you will see Majima in this game.
Yeah, I wonder if they just got to be a bit careful with how they put him in case it increases the age rating of the game. Because Ichiban is a very, very much more of a familiar, friendlier.
You just have crazy, goofy Majima.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine the fucking interactions if Majima actually voiced by? Oh my god.
Well, they've
Who's
already
this guy with the eye patch?
Yeah.
He's fucking crazy. Oh dear. Josh, was there anything from you that you would be interested in?
So,
seeing?
I mean, I can think of a few. I will say this. I do think one that I would put later down the line would be importing your Sonic Forces character as a Mii-style generic character. Because they've already got a load of generic characters from that kind of model base in the game, like as supporters and people on the side. So I think that could be an interesting one. But if I'm going to be honest, the character I would probably most want to see from the Sonic side of stuff is probably something like Gamma. I know it's a bit of a weird one because we've already got Omega, but I partially just want to see the interactions between Gamma and Omega.
I would say that that's going to be possible, and there's narratively a possibility there because
Sonic Battle for one.
Well, yes, but because of Sonic Battle, although that's obviously not the same Gamma as we know.
This is true.
But we do know that there is a white space track, and if white space is there, that opens the door narratively for quite a few characters.
Though someone did point out to me, they were questioning, like, why would they put the white space in there? Especially since it looks exactly like the one that's in Generations. And I was like, because it's called reusing assets in an intelligent way. And I think that's one of the better ones, to be honest. It's like, tie in with your recent
different, and I like that. And if they use that, because you technically with white space, it is like a CrossWorlds situation.
Yeah, exactly.
You could end up like flying through a portal and then like interrupting like sequences which are going on. Imagine you leap through one of the portals and you go because people are like, I want Mephiles back in. Yeah, imagine you're driving through a portal and then you drive into the fight with Team Dark versus all the Mephiles clones.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
And you're like skidding through like, this pathway and there's just Mephiles clones all the way around the freaking road.
Oh dear. But in terms of non-Sonic characters that are Sega IP characters, I think what I would like to see is I would like to see a Skies of Arcadia representative. But because Vice has already had his time in the sunshine, I'd like to see a different one. I'd like to see Ica get.
I could see Ica getting in because it would also be an increase on the female character side.
Yes,
Ica's got a very unique look.
This is true. I think it's still less likely. I think they're more likely to get Vice in than Ica, but one can hope. Other than that, there's very few that I would. I mean, I've seen all the requests. There's a couple of those requests where I'm like, are they actually Sega IPs anymore? But
what's that? Bayonetta.
And what's this Shenmue guy name?
I think Ryo Hazuki would not be in it.
No. However, I could see something like one of the Virtual Fighter gang coming in alongside either the Revo remix.
You have to think about that because we've got a new Virtual Fighter on the way, so it would make sense for everybody to remind people about Akira and everybody else. And again, It's not like they've not been in the racing games before.
Though only in the first one, I believe.
I
don't think there was one in Transformed.
I can't remember.
No, I don't think they were in Transformed.
Everybody and their mother was in bloody Transformed at one point in time.
Football Manager.
That made sense.
It made sense, but it was still weird.
It was badly implemented, but it made sense.
Yeah.
But you Ninten, you said Jet Set, didn't you? I believe it's an anniversary year for Jet Set Radio.
It was, yes.
So you would think they're going to do a big thing for that, much like that it would have its own festival and unlocks for that.
I wonder if that's more likely to be in tandem with the new game they're developing, which is supposedly the first one they're releasing out of the
new ones that they announced how many years ago now? A couple, I think.
Oh god, who knows? But then again, there's another game that would fit well with the Crossworld. Hey, it's Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi. I mean, I fully expect both Beat and Gum to be in from Jet Set. I thoroughly expect both of them to be in because, again, they've got precedent.
That's when you have to introduce the Skate Extreme gears to go alongside them.
Yeah, but when you no, that's not going to work.
It's not going to happen.
But for Crazy Taxi, I mean, again, a BD Joe.
Yeah.
And again, we know it's a sad truth that BD Joe is pretty much only really included because oh shit, we need somebody who's black.
Yeah,
And
unfortunately.
that's honestly the reason that BD Joe was picked.
But then again, like if you look at the other characters,
Because he's not the face of the franchise in any way, shape, or form. It's still Axel. It's weird.
yeah. Again, then you've also got the question of, do you? This is the problem. Sega has such a huge catalog, and oddly enough, and this is probably a show for
But
another
not
time.
of black characters. Please do
No.
better at that.
Yes, but like, I was thinking earlier, it's like, who would I pick for my roster for a fighting game? And it's like, how many characters do you have to go back on that one? And like, my list was like, I'm excluding Sonic characters because they're too short for the most part.
How dare you? Nintendo,
well-
give us your mop.
Right. Right.
Well,
Where
I
is
still
it?
did have some Sonic representatives in there, but they were a
Right,
bit.
hold on.
They had to fit the height requirement,
Oh,
let's call
boy.
it. Although it then brought me with the problem of how do I include Gilius Thunderhead because he's short. But anyway,
You know how short he is?
dwarven short.
He's by your balls, girl. That's how short he is. Anyway.
Right.
Anyway, we're going to leave that one there as Nintendo beats up Urtheart for suggesting that Sonic characters are short, even though they are. And we're
Pretty
going to leave this one here. We're here to talk about Nintendo Direct. Nintendo is an up-and-coming company who used to make playing cards, and in fact still do. But
I mean, Christ, they've been trying to sell this shit for 100 years now. Yeah, it's eventually got to fly.
Yeah, if you're lucky enough to go into Japan and are in desperate need of, if you're in a hotel room with somebody of an indeterminate gender and you're both bored and you've got nothing else to do and you're like playing poker, if we had some playing cards, Nintendo, can you help? And they just sort of appear out of a closet. They just burst out and just hand you a pack of playing cards, take your wallet and everything that you have in terms of your personal identification, and they just leave you with that. And they don't do any other kind of business whatsoever, apart from what's listed in this direct. So, let us begin. The first thing I'm using, incidentally, in terms of just like the rundown, I'm using IGN's rundown of everything that was announced. So we'll start off with Metroid Prime 4 is apparently coming.
That wasn't the first thing on the direct, but
No.
anyway,
Well,
that's what they want to talk about first. Okay,
It's what's listed down here in terms of the order. Like I say, it's not necessarily the order that was. So Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Otherwise known as Samus gets a motorcycle, which looks like it's
the Akira.
The Akira
virus has hit again.
Yeah, wasn't there an Akira shot? Did we have an Akira slide?
I think there was a slide
yeah,
shot.
It's like
I think that's actually an attack that you can use while in thing. So you could just do a slide to it. And that's
Akira shot is an attack on motorcyclists.
Well, that's the thing. Like it's something that's been used as a way of using it in tech. I think Astral Chain did it at one point for its opening segment.
Now that you say that, going back to your Let's Play of that, available on the LMC YouTube channel. I think you're right. I think there was a similar-ish attack.
Yeah, it's just it's like a sliding attack that you could just or a sliding dodge or whatever. I mean, we've seen it in Bayonetta. Mm-hmm. We've seen it, like I said, Astral Chain. So Platinum obviously has had maybe Platinum's shadow developing this game a little bit. Then.
If Samus starts the motorcycle by inserting her middle finger into the ignition, then we know.
Granted, she does put her hands, hand and cannon arm, into the slots on the side. So there's eventually.
Ironically, considering the theme song of this particular show, that is actually very Bubblegum Crisis as opposed to That's
there you go. Then maybe
Ooh.
maybe
that's
some
very
of the
much
devs are.
how Pris's Hardsuit engages with the Motor Slave.
Well, there you go. Maybe they are fans of Bubblegum Crisis then.
There you
The
go.
devs.
Excellent. I look forward
What
to
was the
Nintendo.
good anime that we watched?
Yes, Bubblegum Crisis 2040. Yes.
Yeah.
But that's
yeah,
what
it
that's
was
what
a re-
the
it
that's
was
what
a
the
really
theme
good
tune for
anime.
Radio Redux is. It's an adaptation.
Oh,
of
is
the
it?
theme is the Bubblegum Crisis 2040.
Interesting.
It's an adaptation of that, I should say. Very carefully for
Legal
purposes of
reasons.
Legal reasons, yeah.
Copyright.
Copyright reasons. Radio Redux theme available on Spotify and iTunes and everywhere else. Actually, if you just like the theme, it's on there. Have a listen. Yeah. So, what are we thinking about this?
I mean, granted, we've got a good concrete date for it now. So, like, it's gotta be. If it's not, I don't want to say it's gotta be Nintendo's Christmas game this year because it's set for the.
It's an
4th
odd one to
December.
be their Christmas game, if it is.
Yeah, but it is gonna be their Christmas game, being it's out that time, so it'll be ready for as a stocking filler for people who have Switch 2s or wanting to get Switch 2s. But as history has provided, and I've seen it in like recent videos where people have analyzed that Metroid as a property has not been Nintendo's biggest property to gain any kind of like success from. And it's only because mostly the Japanese audience doesn't care. It's like the Sonic effect.
I
Where-
was going to say it's almost like a SEGA franchise in a way because it's a big name franchise that has some celebrated entries in it, but has never really been massive.
In its home country. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Japanese audience does not care for Metroid for the the whole of its entire run based on like sales figures that I saw from this one video. And even with its most successful entry being the last one, which was Dread, that was more akin of like massive hype for a returning franchise coming back in the midst of Metroid Prime 4 also been like announced and being worked on at the same time. So a lot of people were like, okay, well, it's gonna be still a while yet before we get Prime, so Prime 4. So let's support this game so that way we can be ready for Prime 4 when that comes around. So
Yeah.
but generally speaking, I've played Metroid Prime. I've played the original Metroid Prime. I did do a playthrough on my Twitch channel as well. The series as a whole, the Prime series, because it is separate from like the mainline Metroid series. It's definitely definitely a good entry point for people who want to know what Metroid's all about in a first-person perspective, compared to the side-scrolling entries that Origins from. And I hope this can actually be successful for them. After all the years of hype for this, since pretty much like 2 years after the launch of the original Switch, this was announced. And now we're getting
a long
it.
time coming, hasn't it?
Yeah, so
Wait. Was it 2 years after the Switch launch? I
or
thought
somewhere
it was...
around that. It's been a long
Hey,
time.
well, if only we had some kind of ginormous encyclopedia that we could get to online. Hang on a minute.
Hang on a second.
I'm just
I'll
spitballing.
race you.
You know
Hang on.
me. I like to spitball a lot. when it
I
comes
mean,
to
I think you're not
guessing
far off. If I'm totally honest, Metroid 4 announced. When was it actually announced?
It was 2017 and at E3. The Switch came out in 2017, so that was launch
Oh, so
year.
it was launch year. Okay.
Hang on.
Development was restarted in 2019.
Yeah.
With
Retro
with major
Studios, yeah. Okay, the developers of the previous Metroid Prime games. Yeah, there's an idea. Get the studio that actually did the damn thing involved. However, Turbo.
Yes.
Before I fling this over to Ninten, you'll be delighted to know that there is a Bayonetta connection.
All right, okay.
Because the motorcycle's name is Viola. So if you don't know, Viola
I
is...
have to hate it now.
The Viola is... If you've not played Bayonetta 3, spoilers for Bayonetta 3, but Viola is Bayonetta's alternate universe daughter.
Yes.
But it's like... And the fact that it's actually... the name is like Viola in Bayonetta, like, enunciated her name. It's V-O-La as well. It's quite funny.
All right. It had to be a code name of some kind.
No, it says Viola. It's like bloody Tarzan. It's like
Gorilla.
or Akira.
Akira. No, it's literally Viola with everything capitalized.
Yeah.
It's like V hyphen capital O hyphen lava capital L. Weird. Anyway, what's your experience with the Prime? Well, not the Prime series. I'm talking about Metroid series, Nintendo. I'm not sure what.
Good question. I've never played Metroid.
There is a time and a place.
But I'm pretty sure that my family did own a DS game of Metroid at one
Was
point.
that Fusion?
I think it was Fusion, yeah.
Oh, where did I drag that out from?
Actually,
but
DS
no.
didn't have anything. Well, Fusion was GBA. On the DS, you had Hunters.
Yeah,
We
you
might
get
be
Hunters.
Hunters.
That's what I was.
And those were... you also had... It was Metroid Prime Hunters, but you also had Metroid Prime Pinball.
Mm-hmm.
If you're
Oh,
Donny.
I see. My only experience with Metroid, unfortunately, was Super Smash Brothers. I'm sorry.
Okay.
However,
Nothing to blame on, because I think that's a lot of people's kind of like
This
introduction
is
to the franchise.
Turbo, this is the internet. We must blame and shame. And how dare you not play every game in existence?
but maybe I'll pick it up. Maybe I'll pick it up because I remember not playing a Kirby game, and then Kirby and the Forgotten Land came out, and I got that game, and I'm enjoying it very much, very much. But if ever I decide to pick up the Metroid series, I might give it a go. It might pique my interest. Who knows?
If you have the opportunity, and this is just anyone ever, Kirby Triple Deluxe is a hell of a fun game. As somebody
Triple Deluxe.
As somebody who's not massively played like only like a couple of Kirby games, that one in particular, my goodness, that's fun. Right, something for you though, Ninten. Metroid
Yes?
that you might be interested in. There's also, at the end of next month, so October 28th, apparently there is a special visual retrospective book of Metroid Prime 1 to 3 coming out, which features concept drawings, behind the scenes illustrations, and more, it says here. But considering the visual stylization of the Prime trilogy as a whole, that I suspect will be quite something to see, actually. So if you're of an arty persuasion, but keep an eye out for that. Metroid Prime 1 to 3, a visual retrospective coming out October 28th.
You know I do like my art books. I collect a lot of art books.
As an artist, yes, I'm not massively surprised. But that in particular, I think might be quite nice for you. We move on though.
Yes.
To what was at the very end, which because I think by that time I was chatting with both of you two actually, in your little watch along room in your Discord, Ninten. And I just started laughing when this came up because it was like we have to shoehorn this franchise in somewhere.
Another sword fighter in Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, it was like so we are getting a Smash update because it was, yes, everybody who's been asking for it, another Fire Emblem game, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. Because apparently you need to go and see your hairdresser immediately. yeah, it is. It's coming out next year. It is what it is. Apparently, the divine sovereign will be granted a wish, or will be granting a wish, I should say, to whoever can stand upon the final stage at the heroic games.
So just basically Gladiator, but
it's
with
very
anime characters.
Gladiator-esque.
Mm-hmm.
There's a character called Kai, spelt Cai, who's looking to save his father's life. There's a queen named Theodora, who's got sisters called Alvina and Simona, and there's a man named Dietrich who has a, quote, terrifying blade. I'm pretty sure there's just his blimmin' dating profile they're just reading out.
Yeah.
It's freaking Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I mean, if you like, yeah, it is Fire Emblem. I mean, people do like the series. They like the tactical RPG, elements that they have in the series. Where I think they do have some romancing like gameplay to it as well. So
it does.
It's Nintendo though, so you have to.
It's limited.
Yeah, it's limited to who they want you to do.
I mean, they've gotten better. I think they've gotten better with future games. They've gotten a lot more diverse with like, a lot more progressive, as I would say. They also did the same for Metopia, another RPG, but it's based on Mii's. Where they actually had LGBTQ plus relation, like connections or something like that. But it was very subtle.
Snuck that past them.
Yeah, I mean it's not the case of like inclusivity of characters and whatnot. It's how they word things.
Don't expect to be able to date the 7-foot demon from hell with the big tits, is what we're saying. In this game.
Right.
Or you know the humongous barbarian with a barely concealing loincloth. Unlike other game franchises that aren't necessarily on Nintendo. Don't expect that for Fire Emblem pretty much ever, I think. Oh dear. Remember, Nintendo was scared off by Mai Shiranui.
From
Fatal Fury and King of Fighters.
Fatal Fury, King of Fighters, okay.
Nintendo was scared off by the prospect of her pendulous breasts, and we had a very specific announcement within Sakurai's Smash update once regarding that Smash was for good little boys and girls. and we wouldn't. He said it as nice as he could, but it very much boiled down to she's too slutty for this game. She's got her tits out and they're swinging around. It's part of her character, and no, we're not adding her into Smash.
Yeah, they think it's all right to have.
Then he moved along really quickly.
But the thing is, though, he says that, but at the same time, you know, there's a skin in Smash Ultimate where Zero Samus has a very I wouldn't say explicit, but it's subtle.
She's got a lot of curves.
She's got a lot of curves, yeah.
Yeah, but there's like this specific skin where she's in sports gear.
Oh, well, that's Zero fucks Samus is what you've got there.
Well, that one's based on her, I believe, her original designs. Like when she takes off the power suit in like Metroid 1 and Super Metroid. Yeah, Super Metroid, I think specifically. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Goodness me, it's a girl.
Oh my god, women in Nintendo games.
Women.
What?
Women. I'm not sure about this whole women thing.
Please note.
It's just a phase, I'm sure.
Please note that Gardezio would swoon.
He would.
But
Even at that bunch of pixels back in the day. It was sweet. Anyway, so Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, it's coming out in 2026. If you look,
Yeah, I've never been really into it, so I just like checked out when that got announced.
Right.
I like my RPGs, but I've never really picked up Fire Emblem. I could never really get into
It's like
it.
if I want to play an RPG, if that's similar style again, I'll just replay Sakura Wars. You know, the one that I just played on Wii. Yeah, because that was fun.
Speaking of fun, Donkey Kong Bonanza has
Oh boy.
double DLC, DK Island and Emerald Rush, which is already out, of course.
Yes.
DK Island obviously taking you back to the original island. So
Or
for
this
lots of
game's
nostalgia.
interpretation of the
Yes.
original island.
Look at all these character models we've brought back from various parts of the actual main game, so we can use them more.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to see. And there's also the Emerald Rush, where you can destroy more of the world around you in order to mine its resources. You too can strip mine entire islands of everything that's going on. The weird thing about that is that I remember them saying this, like, yes, you can destroy this emerald ore, and it's like all of this giant green, like just rock strata and everything else, and that's not how emerald ore works. Everybody, I'm just gonna point that
This
out
is
now.
this is Nintendo video game logic. After all,
Yeah.
Come on.
It's the entirety of it is, if it's emerald ore is rock which has emeralds in it that you then get emeralds out. If it's a giant green rock,
Then it's just
made
emeralds.
it's just a big emerald.
And if,
like how the
Donkey
Master
Kong's
Emerald
like
is.
bashing it,
Yeah, it's like, okay.
you're essentially losing value. Like that's a lot of money on that rock over there.
it's
you
like,
know?
but it's like, oh wow, how am I going to get the emeralds out of this giant emerald? I don't know. With very little effort, my guess is. But you can check out that if you have the original game on Switch 2. Turbo, you streamed the original game
Yes, I did.
recently, and it was one you enjoyed, I believe.
I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the game, and then off stream, I did the post game stuff and got the game's completion 100% for it. And generally, it is up for contention for top 5 games.
Top 5 game of the year comes. You can listen to that as part of our end of year just stuff. I'm not sure if there is a Winterfest this year for your Sega. It will be a part of that, one of the shows, and you can look forward to the other part in the new year, as tends to be the case. But it's Turbo and Urtheart and Shadow Fox will be doing that, with probably a bit of a primer from me at the beginning. But look forward to that, everybody.
But this DLC, I'm not a fan of.
Aren't you?
No. I think this was content that was taken out of the game beforehand to then sell on as a thing. Because the game itself is like 65 or just under £65 or whatever in certain retailers and stuff like that. So it was lower. It's lower than Mario Kart World, which is at 80 or whatever, or 70 or whatever. But this DLC, now this is the thing about this Direct, it never showed any prices for any of the stuff that was actually either coming out that day when it was airing, like this DLC, or any of their future stuff that's up for pre-order and whatnot. And when you go on there, the price of the DLC is 18 quid. So it's like, wait, you're giving us these little bits. They're not massive. This is stuff that could have been easily free updates. But I also feel as though this was stuff that was taken out of the game before launch. Because this DLC came out just under 2 months after the game's release. So it's like,
Yeah.
I feel so, though, hang on a second. It's like about 2 or 3 months, roughly. So for this to be like a little bit of add-on, and you're charging, you know, just over 15 quid to, you know, to add to a game that was already 65 quid or whatever.
Yeah.
I just think that's very scummy.
It is scummy, and I feel like they're taking the prices out of the directs now to try and like keep people engaged with the content that's being shown on the direct, whilst also it being a little bit scummy for them not being transparent about the prices. I think they know what they're doing, because if they did mention the prices, people will spam the chat saying drop the price, just like how they did with the Nintendo Treehouse thing when the Switch 2 got announced and their release date got finalized.
It's a case of not no news is good news, but no news is bad news.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there might be a little bit. Obviously, it's a digital product, so it's a little bit different. But I think there might be a little bit of caution at the moment with tariffs and things and other stuff that's going on, that they're less keen. Because we had that problem with the Switch 2 when the pricing for that was announced, in that it was like, well, it's this, we think. And I think they might be just trying to avoid that a little bit, but... That
is a factor, is that they're trying to get back as much money as possible. So yeah, they had to release the base game at a certain price that is just above the the kind of like covering cost of tariffs of whatever, and then they have this DLC to kind of like make up additional costs. But here's the thing: is it enough? Is it enough content to justify that price point to, have people to play for it? Really, in all honesty, for one area of nostalgia, and then what's described as a roguelite kind of like game mode that's not only available in the new area but also available in other areas or whatever. It's not justified to the general consumer and whatnot. It's justified for investors and whatnot, to explain to them that this is how we're going to try to get our money back from all this, tariff BS and whatnot. But from the consumer side, it's like, what the hell, It's a no-win situation effectively. But hey, that's just my opinion on it.
Next one up. Something I don't think anybody was really expecting. A nice life sim farming game. Pokemon Pokopia.
Oh,
starring a Ditto that looks like a human and also looks like something that a kid's drawn. Put on somebody's fridge with a magnet.
I think it's designed to have the child likeness in mind.
Yeah,
but what I like about it is a farming sim, and it looks cute. It's adorable. You get to befriend a bunch of Pokemon. It's like the cute aspect of Pokemon that used to be in the mainline games. However, they removed that in favor of the people who were doing VGC competitions and battles, and they focused on the competitive side. And I really miss the whole cute aspect of Pokemon games when they used to have a bunch of Tamagotchi mechanics in the DS games as well. I'm really looking forward to it. As you can tell, I've been on a bit of a rant there.
No. You know what it reminded me of when I saw it? It reminded me of Viva Pinata, actually.
Oh, I remember that.
It reminded me of Viva Pinata, Viva Pokeata, I guess. But yes, you will be playing as a Ditto who looks like a human, and Ditto will meet various Pokemon who will teach them moves. So if they can meet a Bulbasaur, they'll learn leafage to make the grass grow, or Squirtle's will teach them water gun, and that will make the grass grow. And there's other things that will also make the grass grow, presumably. But that's all the examples IGN really gives you. It's like, you can do this with grass, and this with grass, this with, and Hitmonchan teaches you how to punch grass, presumably. But yes, grow crops and till the field, build homes for the Pokemon you meet, presumably as long as you've got planning permission, and make the land of your dreams, and much more. That's 2026 title.
I'm so excited for
But
that game.
it's something different from Pokemon, which I like to see. Whenever Pokemon does something different, it's generally like something like that comes along really good, like Pokemon Snap or something like that, or Stadium. If they go outside their remit, they tend to have a nice little, maybe not big hit, but maybe like a sleeper hit. So,
well, I think nowadays it's more of a case of how is Pokemon going to incorporate a format that has been successful elsewhere, rather than them coming up with new ideas. Because Pokemon Snap, I feel as though there wasn't really a photography game out there beforehand, before Pokemon Snap. We have a ton of life sim games. It'll be interesting how Pokemon present their interpretation of a life sim.
Yes.
What was the
Nintendo's
name?
happy. That's all that matters.
Oh God, what's the name of the Sega one where it's animal photography and doing things?
Oh boy, that's...
I worked on it. I should know, but I can't remember. Oh, Jambo Safari. Jambo Safari was the one I'm thinking of. There was a version of that. It was originally like arcade, I think, but it came out on the Wii. Remember when that period of time where Sega was just like, everything that came out on the Wii or came out in the arcade, we could shovel onto the Wii.
Or Sega console titles being ported over to an arcade machine.
Oh, I know. I saw Ghost Squad, and that was terrible.
Ghost Squad. Oh, you know what, Turbo, you'll appreciate this. You know what came up earlier today, and I was like, oh wow, I haven't heard of that in ages. Confidential Mission.
Oh yeah.
Like I say, yeah. And now Ninten's childhood came up and smacked her in the face at one point during this. I am just gonna sit back and let Ninten describe to you her joy, because coming on October 2nd, with new amiibo announced as well, is a double pack bundle of Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2. Take it away, Ninten.
Thank you, Mr. Kev. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna say before I get on to Galaxy Plus 1 and 2, Mario Galaxy movie. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Like for those who don't know, Mario Galaxy is like the inspiration behind like my channel, behind the Happy Stars as well. In addition to it being, of course, my childhood game, very influential, and people can agree with me that it really is a very special game. To move on to Galaxy Plus 1 and 2, I'm really hyped because there's no limited deadline for this one. So we don't have a limited release this time, which means we're going to be able to have like a permanent copy of this.
Well, hang on. You said a permanent copy of this. I'd like to remind you, this is Nintendo, and they're not very keen on permanence anymore. But
oh yeah,
you have what you believe to be a permanent copy of Super Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2, unless Nintendo decide otherwise. Sorry, carry on.
But yes, I own 3D All Stars. I also own both Wii versions of each game. And I might snag the physical copy because I'm crazy and I like to collect things. But I have heard that there are extra storybook parts of the story, and Galaxy 2 is going to get some extra bits, extra pieces of soundtrack as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, honestly. Of course, Mario's 40th anniversary, as well. and just advertising the museum at the start, and they were just like, "Oh, they've got an art department," and I'm just like, "Oh no, they have a concept art department. This is the first time I'm finding out about this. Why did I not know this before?" And there's also a new Yoshi game. And yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Very, very. I can't really. I actually cannot remember the trailer because I was just so taken aback from that Galaxy announcement.
I mean, it wasn't much more different, I think, than just the bits and pieces of the two original trailers, just with it upscaled. So October 2nd to 2025, both physically and digitally, the game will release for the Switch 2. It will come with some new Rosalina storybook pages. Furthermore, a version of the storybook will be released physically in the future, apparently. That might be just like an exclusive thing. I'm seeing Walmart mentioned, which would be kind of suck, to be honest, Nintendo. Just saying that, but then again, that's more Nintendo America just being proactive and having the.
It's also made by Dark Horse, the same guys that made the arts and
Indeed,
artifact
that's
book.
even more reason why it's probably just America. Let's be honest, if that's the case. Both features will feature improved UI, the choice to play with button and stick or motion controls, an in-game music player, and enhanced resolution, which you would hope that would be the case. On Switch 2, a free update will bring that resolution up to 4K. There's also new amiibo coming out April 2nd next year. Mario and Luma and Rosalina and Lumas will be coming out. Mario and Luma will give players a life mushroom, and Rosalina and Lumas will give players a 1-up mushroom. Which is an awful lot of money to spend just so you can get a freaking life mushroom or a 1-up.
But Kev, the collections, the trinkets.
Oh, we'll
I need
get
my
there.
trinket.
We'll get there. As for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, Illumina, just make Sing free, please. That's all I care about. Make Sing free. Don't care about any of the other shit you're doing. Make Sing free.
You really do want Sing free,
I love
huh?
the Sing franchise. I think it's great.
I see. But I'm very looking forward to it. Mario Galaxy, my absolute childhood. The reason why I wanted to become a game developer to begin with. Yes, I am. I think I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry when the movie comes out. I will be there day one watching it. And I know I'm gonna get emotional because I got emotional when I saw everything being revealed.
It's been emotional, Mario.
It's been emotional.
It's been really emotional. Thank you, Yoshi. Speaking of Yoshi and the Mysterious Book.
Yes.
Brand new game announced for spring 2026 focuses on new characters known as Mr. E. Now, Turbo, we know that Mr. E is Lee Brotherton, don't we, if I remember rightly? So, Bentley Jones,
I thought it was
everybody.
Edward Nigma.
No. Mr. E, Summer of Sonic. That was Lee Brotherton. I remember it well. So, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book featuring Bentley Jones in the title role, presumably. That's coming soon. This character's a book that falls from the sky and can't see what's written inside of him. Apparently, wow, that's actually like that's kind of horrific if you think about it. Character's a book that falls from the sky and can't see what's written inside him. Yoshi agrees to help and jumps in. Okay, and begins making discoveries on the world around it. You could just read it, Yoshi. I'm just going to point that out. As opposed to anything else that you're planning to do. Every discovery gets written down in the book. Okay. And players will learn more about how the world works and what they can do as they progress. For example, Yoshi saw that dandelions can attach to rocks and make them crackable. That's not how the world works.
But it's some fantasy world,
It's a fantasy.
Magical.
Right. We are going to wrap it up there, everybody. Look out.
Hell yeah.
Look out for some additional stuff next week with some of the things we have been able to put into the broadcast version of this particular show. But my thanks to Turbo and to Ninten.
Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome.
and Urtheart, who you may have heard via the stuff from last week as well. I've been Kevin. For the Radio Sega audience that for some reason didn't believe it was me last week. Yes, it was me, and it's me this week too. It's my fucking show, idiots! And I will see you... Well, I won't, but you'll hear from me, the real me, and not some facsimile, next week. Bye-bye for now!